Hey, if you're in the Grand Junction, Mesa County area of Colorado and are looking for a great real estate agent to list your home with or to purchase a home, I would like to introduce you to Joe Silzell. Hey, I'm Nate Carver, and welcome to Between Two Doors. Joe, how are you doing?
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for being on Between Two Doors. And let's just jump into it. I want to hear your story. Would love to share with the world what you were doing prior to real estate, becoming a real estate agent, and then, what your arc is into being a real estate agent.
Okay, so before I got into real estate, I joined the United States Marine Corps right out of high school in 2012 and did 5 years in the Marine Corps as an infantry rifleman and did some security forces and some pretty fun, pretty interesting stuff. Got to go all over the world, got to see a lot of different countries, got to be stationed in Hawaii for a bit, which was fantastic. Then when I was getting out of the Marine Corps, I came back to Grand Junction, which is where I grew up. I actually grew up a few miles outside of it in Mesa, Colorado. Then I moved back here. Joined the sheriff's department as a detention deputy and did that for a little over a year. Was doing that and was getting ready to move out to patrol. And I got my real estate license to kind of do some fix and flips and rentals and stuff on the side. And then decided I wanted to go to full time. So that's kind of my odd journey to get into real estate.
I like it. I was going to ask you, I think I probably already know this. Your favorite duty station, was it Hawaii?
Oh yeah, by far. Not even
Yeah.
close. Yeah.
Yeah. So Joe's Marine, I was in the Army. Hawaii is always the dream. The dream duty station is Hawaii. So, okay, how about the favorite weapons platform or weapon that you got to use in your service career?
So I'm always gonna have a special place in my heart for my M4 and my bread and 9 mil because that's what I got to carry all the time.
Yeah.
But now that I'm out, just the 240 Bravo. Like, let's just keep it simple. But that thing's a lot of fun to shoot, and it's not as fun to carry around, but it's a lot of fun to shoot, and I miss that sometimes.
Yeah. I'm a big Second Amendment advocate, and I wish I could own a Mark 19, but
Oh, well, yeah,
240
AK-4s are cool
Bravos,
too, but you don't need to shoot them all the time.
right? Definitely very nice. Yeah. So anyway, I got a few other weapons that are legal, but anyway, I would love to own a 240 Bravos. Excellent. Okay, so when you got into real estate, uh, becoming a real estate agent, you've done some stuff on the investment side. Now, have you done personal investments? Or are you linking up with other investors as well, or are you doing?
I started with helping some investors and then got into it myself. Last year, personally, we did me and business partner. We did 7 flips in Grand Junction, and then I had another investor contractor that did 4, and another one that did 2. So building both of those guys up, and doing some ourselves as well.
I like it. So as if there's are or when there are investors out there, reach out to Joe. He's been on both sides of that transaction as a client, customer, and a real estate agent. Any on the flips, have you seen some red flags that your investors need to be aware of, or that you would like to, if you could head that off on the front end of that flip?
Yeah, there's a few things we have unique here in Grand Junction. Like, obviously, a lot of places have asbestos and stuff like that, but we have what's called mill tailings, is where they used to use radioactive material in some of the ground. We have mines around here that they used to do that. So that's a big report to pull and find out if you do have that, and whether it's the foundation, the yard, anything like that, because that could be a big remedial piece. We have a lot of radon here, which is a naturally occurring gas that pretty much comes up and then can be toxic, and it's a safety a health thing. So both of those are kind of the ones that are outside the normal, roof, foundation, plumbing, electrical stuff.
Nice. Excellent. Tell me what brought you. to Grand Junction? Why Grand Junction? Or, yeah, let's start there. Why are you in Grand Junction?
So I grew up about 45 minutes from here, up in Mesa, Colorado, which is so small that the coffee shop's called Blink because you blink, you miss the whole town. And my whole family is pretty much here. I've got a couple relatives out of state right now, but most of them live between Mesa, Colburn, and here, which are all within about an hour's drive. So I when I moved back from the Marine Corps, I didn't want to go back up to the little tiny town, but I wanted to be, close to family. So that's how I got here.
Nice. What would you tell someone looking to move to Grand Junction or to Mesa County? Maybe a couple of highlights of why they'd want to pick your area?
Oh, we got so many great reasons to be here. So we have the most outdoor activities of any hub in the United States. We've been in a couple different big magazines about it. We've got a little wine country of our own in the Palisade, which there's like, I don't know, like 16 wineries or something like that. We have a great amount of fruit. We have the best festivals in the state, no matter what anybody else tells you. But yeah, if you want to go hiking, biking, you want to go water rafting, you want to do fishing, hunting. I mean, we really have all the outdoor activities. We have a ski area within 45 minutes. There's several different lakes and rivers to go do stuff at. My wife absolutely loves to go paddleboarding, so we do that, several times in the summer. And
Mhm.
in the winter, there's a whole bunch of snow activities to go to, including like snowmobiling and cross country, and obviously the ski area. So we have a ton of outdoor activities. That's where we had a lot of influx after the or during the pandemic because of that, because so many people wanted to work remote. And then when they look at it, our prices are pretty low compared to the rest of the state, and we have just as much activities as everywhere else. So it's a good place to be.
I like it. I like it. All right. So you've been killing it in the real estate market, helping buyers buy homes, helping people that need to sell their homes, get them sold, and helping investors. What would be some key advice that you could let someone looking to buy a home in Junction or in Grand Junction? What are some key features, key ideas that you would want them to know going into it? Maybe a first-time home buyer.
So what I always tell people is the first thing you do when you look at a house is, do I want to live here? The second thing you live at is, what problems does it have? Because eventually I'm probably going to sell that house and I'm going to have the same issues selling it as the reason I want to buy it. So those are really big things to look at, because houses, no matter what you want to do with them, everybody wants to live in their house, that is going to be an asset, and it's probably going to be your biggest asset. So you don't want to do something that's going to put you in a spot where later you're going to have issues. So that's one of the first things I always bring up. For first-time home buyers, we have a lot of really good, and you're very well aware of this, of all the good programs and stuff we have out here, whether it's FHA, conventional. For my veterans, VA loans are amazing. We have a ton of area out here to do those with, as well as USDA loans in some of the areas out here. So there's a lot of different really good things about when you go buy a house as a first-time home buyer. We are still seeing sellers, helping out with concessions and helping people get into those homes. So it's not as, worrisome as a lot of people are thinking. And as you probably tell everybody all the time, you don't need 20% down to buy a house. So
Right.
that's still a
That's
thing
right.
out there. I mean, I know that was a huge thing that was pushed for many years, but it's not something you have to have as a first time home buyer.
That's absolutely right. USDA, VA, no zero down, and as low as 3% on a conventional, 3.5 on an FHA. And
Mhm.
there are programs to even help with the down payment assistance.
Yeah, we
So
have chaff out here, about that one, and that's $1,000 down for FHA and conventional. So I've even seen it once on a VA. It was a really weird situation.
nice. Wow, good. Okay, so tell me, I would love to know in your experience in the real estate world, tell me what your goals were when you first thought I want to be a real estate agent. Not too far ago. I mean, you're doing fantastic now and currently, and you've had year over year growth in your business. So I'd like to know what you were thinking in the beginning, your goals, or oh, I'm going to be a real estate agent. What's that going to look like? And then we'll come back. I'm going to find out where you're at today, see if that's changed any for you.
Yeah, so when I was brand new agent, I always tell people I like walked backwards into real estate because it was not like what I thought I was going to be doing. I When I got my license, I didn't realize it was commission based. I went around with a paper. If everybody in the industry knows, this is kind of funny. I went out with a paper, um, uh, whatever it's called. We take two. I can't think of the word right now. A resume. So
A
I took a
resume.
paper resume into these different offices and asked if they were hiring. Surprise! Like if you don't know the industry, everybody will hire you. Well, mostly everybody will hire you. Anyway, so I got hired on, just started learning. Got with a great office. Remax, we're the best and the biggest here in my area, and we have a really good general manager. Well, anyway, I started learning from so many people that had 15, 20 years experience and just got to kind of learn the ropes from a lot of them. And then I was just like focused on helping first time home buyers and veterans. And when I first got into it, you're a little overwhelmed, but you're like, all right, I can figure this out. I've got people to go ask questions about, and just started helping people. And what I found out was buyers are so much fun to work with because you get to see that face light up when they get to see the house they're going to get, or when they start looking and they're not sure, and then finally the right one pops up. It's just such a good thing. And then you start learning all the different things on my end about like what things to avoid, what things to look out for, what things to know that there's going to be a problem before there's a problem. So getting in front of that kind of stuff. But when you're young, you're just like, hey, I just want to help people and I want to do all these things. And I really want to just, my mindset was always, I really just want to help somebody get into a home because I know what that means, whether it's my direct family, my indirect family, like I know what it's meant to them to be stable and get into a house or townhouse or whatever it is where they're comfortable and they actually know that they're going to be okay. So that's always a big thing.
What did that mean to you? The first transaction you did that was a first time home buyer.
Hmm.
What did that mean? Well, I'm sure you can tell me what it meant to them. You saw that in closing, right? So tell me that, and then tell me what that meant to you.
It for me, it was a little bit nerve wracking to be honest. You're helping somebody buy this great big thing. You're worried about it. It was me and him in what was it? It was December when we closed. I think we closed the week after Christmas. We were out there on like the 13th or 14th of December painting because FHA loan had to get the things wrapped up. So we were helping work with the seller to get this house to work out. The guy was like 22 years old. He was super excited. He was had like three dogs. He couldn't find a rental property to get into because he had these big dogs. And when he found out he could get into a house, he was just so excited. And then we found this really cute 1950s home with a big backyard and a garage for his truck. And I mean, it was just like one of those things where, he before he talked to me, he didn't even realize he could potentially buy a house. And then when he was buying it, he was just so like, I feel all grown up. So that, I mean, honestly, that meant the world to me. I still keep in touch with him. We're good friends. He actually painted a truck for me because that's what he does for a living not long ago. But just such an amazing moment where, his parents came in, they were so proud of him. It was just those kind of things that, it's one of those good moments that I don't think we get to share enough.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, that's when know you found your calling in life. Yeah, it's definitely on those days. So I would love to hear a funny story, crazy story, anything that you've experienced in the real estate world that has shocked you or just made you laugh or that anybody else could learn from or maybe couldn't even imagine.
Okay, so I got a funny one, and I don't know if people if there I don't know if there's a video of this house particularly, but everybody's heard like the really bad stories of what a robot vacuum can do. So I was gonna go show this house. This is probably 2 years, 3 years ago. I was gonna go show this house, and we go inside the house, and the dog that they had in there had like gone to the restroom in the middle of the kitchen, and
Oh.
that vacuum had like literally like wiped the entire house with this dog's poop all over the house. So we
Oh.
walk in, and it looks like murder zone of just brown being pushed all around. Yeah, that actually happened to a family member of mine now too. But it was one of the most comical moments because you walk in and we're like, "What's on the ground?" And all of a sudden, it just hits you, and the people are just so. I mean, there's a lot of funny moments, but that one kind of sticks out too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's the first I've heard that. Folks, if you got a Roomba,
Yeah, be careful. Be careful with
be
pets in a
very
Roomba.
careful. And so, oh my goodness. Well, so tell me going forward, what's next on the horizon for you?
I got married last year and we're setting down some big roots. We've just got my wife moved into my house. So right now, I'm just really happy to be here, really, joyful to be helping people. Grateful my business has, really become, uh, you know, so much more than I ever thought it would be. I'm about to get my fifth out of 6 year buyer agent award for my office. That's the most amount of buyers represented in a year. 5 out of 6 years. I missed it last year, which I was going for the 5P, but I got it back this year. So pretty excited for that. So
Great.
honestly, just really grateful for where I'm at.
Excellent. You're doing great. You're doing fantastic. Like I said, I wanted to celebrate your success by having you on the podcast and creating an opportunity for more people to get to know you. Um, Joe, if anybody or when anybody is looking to buy a home or sell a home, what is the best way that they can get a hold of you?
Just reach out to me, text me, or call me. My number is 970-462-5154. I mean, I got my phone on me all the time. I'm always on it. What I say is if it's after 5 o'clock, just text me. I'll get back to you. Phone calls in the evening are always, a little more disruptive than a text.
I love it. There you have it, folks. Look, you're looking for a real estate agent that's on top of his game, from Marine Corps to real estate in Mesa County, Colorado. Reach out to Joe. I'll have his contact information connected to this podcast wherever you're watching or listening. Thank you, Joe, for being a guest, and a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, it's good to be here.